Welcome to DVxUI. Today in this video, we are going to be designing this complete landing page in Figma. So let me first take you through this page and understand what we have or what we are going to design. So as you can see, we have a hero section, a beautiful hero section which is designed in Figma. And then when I scroll, you will see I have another section which is kind of an introduction of this website. And if you noticed, there's this header which is changing its color. So previously it was black, and now as you can see it has a background blur. So how can we do that? Then over here you will see I have some more numbers, and then the demo of the courses, and then the popular courses, and in the last I have a callback section, and at the very last I have a footer. And now we are going to be designing this complete website in Figma itself. So are you ready? I hope you are. Well, before starting, it is important to understand what we have been given on this screen so that we can get the designing better. And over here on my screen, let me introduce this. So over here you can see I have pages, and under pages currently I'm working on the YouTube, and I have other two pages as well. The first one is design and the last one is learn. And now over here you will find layers. Layers are nothing, just a frame. So under layers I have two frames. The first one is the resources and the second one is landing page. Now when I double click on this grid icon, I will go to resources. Now what is this resources? Well, resources contains all the pictures and all the colors that I'm going to be utilizing while creating the website. So if you want to download this resource, head to description of this video and download these resources from there. And over here we have this landing page which we saw in the intro. As you can see, this is the complete web page. And on the right you will see some options are here. And from here the appearance of this frame can be tackled. How? Let me tell you. So if I move it till here and take a rectangle, drop it over here and increase the size something like this. So you can see the dimension is currently 1337 by 1337. Now I want to first clip it, and then I will provide a corner radius. Let's say if I provide a corner radius of 600, and you will see this has converted into a circle. Not an absolute circle, but we can assume it is a circle. So the point is, this right panel is used to control whatever element I have selected, and we can change the appearance by using this right panel. So this is used for that only. And now if I select it and then delete it, you will see delete has appeared over here. Now why so? Well, this is a custom software that I have placed over here so that every time I press a shortcut, you will know what shortcuts I am using. And Figma is a shortcut heavy website in which we have a lot of shortcuts which we can use to make our design process faster. Well, now this much is enough for the intro. Let's start designing the website. So first of all, to start the designing, we need a frame. We are going to designing inside the frame, so we need it. Now to get a frame, what you need to do is you have two options. The first one is to go on this icon, click it, and then get a frame, something like this. And the another option is what you can do is you can press F on your keyboard. The same option will appear over here, and inside this desktop you will find a frame which is desktop. And now I will click on this because I'm going to use this one in my design. And here we have the frame. Well, now this is our frame exactly what we needed, but this is very small. How can we make it large? Well, we can stretch it and make the size larger, but then we will miss this dimension. And this dimension is important, which is currently 1440, 1024 in the width and the height respectively. We want to preserve it. Well, let me tell you, this is not small. We have been zoomed out. So to zoom in perfectly, what we can do is we can just hold shift and press 2 on our keyboard, and this will zoom it to perfect. So this is how this box comes in handy. You know the shortcuts. So shift and 2, and this frame will zoom perfectly. So now we have our frame ready, and let's start putting the element inside this frame. So how are we going to design? We are going to design it from top to bottom. So it means we are going to design the hero section first. So for the hero section, the very first thing that I need to do is we need to prepare the background. So for the background preparation, what I'm going to do is in the fill, I'm going to change the color to 1, 2, 1, 2 and 1, 2, which is a variant of black color. Not absolutely black, but it is a variant of black. Now, what we need to do is we need to provide layout guide. Well, what is this layout guide? Let me tell you, if I start pasting the elements randomly on the screen, I will lose the alignment. And if I want to preserve it throughout the designing process, I need to use these grids. And instead of grid, I'm going to use columns, which is very widely used in the web page designing. And in the count, I'm going to provide 16. And in the margin, I'm going to provide 100. So now our frame is completely ready. And if you are wondering that how do I know all these principles, like you need 16 bars over here, and then you need this much of the margin and all that. So let me tell you about a website. So I will open a new tab and then I will go here and type redouui.com, and let me remove this much because I want to land on the home page. So now you have this website, and let me tell you, this website is developed by me. Well, what I saw a gap, and it was that no website has a clear roadmap to provide you all the knowledge related to designing. I wanted to build a website from where even a naive or a beginner can start and become a master designer. So this was the vision behind it. And then I have created this roadmap, and inside this roadmap, you have all the modules that you can learn. The first one is Introduction to UI UX. If you are naive, you can start it from here, and then you have this designing basics. Let me open this one and start explaining you. And then I will land on this page. So inside this design basics, we have these subtopics. The first one is typography. So we need to learn about the typography. How do we use the fonts? So if I click on it, you will see a lesson of typography, which is font size, will appear on the screen. Well, now these lessons are designed in such a way that this contains only practical knowledge. It is basically based on how you can get started as quickly as you can. So you can see all the definition is given over here, and then you also have some pictures to help you visualize, and you can see the practical knowledge over here. So for the mobile design, you will see body text needs to be 16 pixel large, and preferably it is 16 or 18 pixels. So these are the principles that you don't easily get to learn from the videos. You can only learn from this website, which we have created for you. And you can go to this website, which is redouui.com. Now, this website is comparatively new, and it's on the first version, which you can see from here. And currently it has all the lessons in the design basics, but you might not find all the lesson for all the other modules. So what you need to do is you can go to Redoui and then scroll to very bottom, and you will find this over here, which is a form. What you can do is you can put in your email and you can suggest one improvement that you want to see in your website. And then you can also provide your rating. How do you like this website and the concept behind it, and then submit it. Now this website is going to be very helpful in your journey, in your designing journey. And this is going to provide you with the principles, with the laws, and with the rules that you don't get to learn easily. And all these with the practical knowledge. Let me go back to Figma and continue designing our website. So now, as I said, we have this background completely ready, and now we need to start putting the elements. The very first element that we have over here is the header, which goes typically over here. And a header contains three things. The first one is the site name, which goes over here, then the nav links, which goes over here, and then a button, which goes over here. So let's start with the site name first. So I will zoom in over here, take a text, and here I'm going to write Coursera with a small c. Please, nobody is going to say that this is inspired by Coursera. And the size for this one, which can be controlled from here in the typography, You see it is currently 12, which is very small. We need to make it large, and it is going to be 32. The font weight is going to be medium. Now all these principles, that how this font weight is going to be and what size do we need to put, is coming from the principles that I have learned over the years, which you can also learn from the website that I showed you just now. But let's just continue with our design. So this is our website name, which is ready, and it is quite simple one because we have complexity in the other sections. And now we need to move to the next element of the header, which is the nav links. So for the nav links, I'm going to take a text again, drop it over here, and here I'm going to write home first. I'm going to make a copy of it, and here I'm going to write courses. Copy paste again, and then contact. So these are going to be our nav links. I will select them all, and firstly I want to change their appearance because they are way too large. So first of all, let's reduce down the size to 20 pixels, and the font weight is going to be regular. And then I want to put them in auto layout so that they are aligned well. So you can see the layout is over here, and you can press on this icon to get the auto layout. So now they are inside the auto layout and they are horizontally aligned. Now the gap between them is 81. I want exactly 80, so I will make it 80, and then I will place it over here. Now this part is also done, but if we are on the home page, we need to denote that. So for that, I will select this home, go in the fill, and provide it the primary color, which we had in the resources. So the nav links are also done. Now the third element of the header is a button. So for the button, I'm going to take a text again, and here I'm going to write sign up, select it, and change the font size to 20. It is already 20, so we don't need to change it. But the font weight is going to be changed, which is going to be medium. Let me zoom in. Now I will right click, go to plugins, and I will go to Iconify. Well, you can install the Iconify from here in the manage plugins. You need to search for Iconify and it will appear something like this. Then you can run it in the view details and then run. Now here in the search, I'm going to type right arrow, and I will search for an arrow. So let's see which one is going to work best. So I guess after searching a lot, this arrow will work the best. I will copy it and I will paste it over here, and then I will cross it. And now this is not very much visible, so we need to change the color. Make sure it is selected and you will see this selection colors. I will make it white. The hex code is 6 times F. So if you press FF, Figma will understand that you are talking about the white color. And now this is quite tilted. I don't want this angle. I want a horizontal angle. So what I can do is I can rotate it something like this. And the angle is 49. Let me make it maybe 60. And 60 is still very tilted. So let me make it correct. Yeah, I guess 45 is the angle. Yeah, 45 is the angle. Now I'm going to select both of them and then put it in the auto layout. The gap between them is 0, which you can see from here. I will select this and increase this gap to 8. Now this is perfect. Now we need to select it once again and then provide some padding. So for the padding in the horizontal, I'm going to provide 26, and for the vertical, I'm going to provide 16. Now I will select it. Since the padding is not visible, I'm going to provide a stroke over here with the white color so that we can see it. And now if you see, this button is looking quite large. It is because the padding is perfect, but this arrow has been tilted and the padding is calculated from this point to this point, which is wrong. I want to calculate it from this point to this point. We need to align it somehow and make this correct. So how can we do that? I will again select this icon, and then in the rotation I'm going to provide 0, which will make it something like this. And then I will select this vector, and then I will change this angle, which is going to be 45 exactly. And now if you see, the button size has been reduced and it is looking great. Let me select it. The button is looking like this. I will select the button and then provide a corner radius which is going to be full. So hold shift and arrow up key to make it full. Let me see. Yeah, this is looking great. And now we can place it over here, something like this. Make sure it is aligned with the rectangles. So as you can see, this is aligned with this rectangle. And now what I'm going to do is, since they are all the part of header, what we can do is we can select all of them and then put them in auto layout. Now when you do that, you will see this nav links are very much left aligned. So the courses had to appear over here in the very middle, but it is not. It is because the width of this button is 149 and the width of this text is 107, and we need to make it 149. And now this courses is at the very center of this frame. We can select it, reduce down the width, something like this. Don't worry about this overflowing. What we are going to do is, we are going to take this gap which is 314. This is the gap which is 314, and we are going to make it auto. Now when you make it auto aligns and make it space between. So now this is not very much aligned. Let me align it from here. So fix it something like this, and let's see. Yeah, this is cool and this is looking great. Now I will select it and put it a bit up so that we have plenty of room to design other elements. So now the header is done. Let's start working with the hero text. So for the hero text, we need a text. Here I'm going to write with cursor learn the most, just this much, and I will select it, change the font size to 46 with regular font weight, but I will put it in the middle, and then I will make a copy of it, and here I'm going to write another piece of text which is going to be demanded skills. I will select it, change the font size to 116 and the font weight to medium. I will put this in the middle as well by using these alignment tool. So I will make it center aligned. This is done. I will put it a bit up, select both and put them over here. Well, this is great, but if I keep it like this, it will look boring. I need to make it interesting. So now again, the concept is coming from the website that I showed you. What I'm going to do is, to make them interesting, I'm going to select this learn from here, the complete text, and then I will change this fill color to the primary color, and I will also select the skills and change the color to the primary color. And now this part is looking quite interesting. I will select it, put it a bit up more. Yeah, this is good. And now if you see, we can provide a crown like thing over here. I like to call it crown because it makes it look even better. So we need a crown like thing and then the description of this website. So for that, let's design the crown. So to design that, what you need to do is, you need to take a text, drop it over here, and here you need to write #1 ranked in the market. I know it is not visible, so let me select it, change the font size to 18. Medium is good. Medium, we are going to keep it. And this is perfect. And now I will select this, provide an auto layout. And from here in the padding, I'm going to provide 12 for the horizontal and 8 for the vertical. And what I'm also going to do is, I'm going to provide a stroke of white, which will look something like this. and I will also provide a corner radius of full, which is looking something like this. But this is very much prominent. I need to select it. For the stroke, which is the border, I'm going to provide an opacity of 30%. And for this text, it is going to be 70%. Yeah, so now it is not very much prominent, but it is complementing this main text. So this was the crown. I will select it, put it in the middle by using this alignment, and then I will select it and put it a bit down, something like this. Yeah, this is perfect. And now let me select all of them, put them a bit up, something like this. Yeah, make some adjustments so it is perfect. Yeah, cool. Now we need the picture of this hero section. So for that picture, what we are going to do is, let me close this desktop, go to resources and copy this picture, go to desktop again, and here we will paste it. I will put it in the middle by using this alignment. I will align this edge from the edge of our frame. So put it down until it is completely aligned. Yeah, this is good. So by this I can see we need to put it a bit more up. This can go a bit more up. So just slight adjustments. I can select this picture, put it something like this so that it looks better. Yeah, this is good. Or maybe something like this. Perfect. Now what we need to do is, we need the description of this website. So for the description, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go over here because we don't have much space over here. Typically the description goes here, but we don't have the space. We need to utilize this one. So now here what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a text and then write it an opening quote over here. Select it. The font size is going to be 136. From the medium, it is going to be light. And now I'm going to take a text. Well, before that, what we need to do is, we need to go to a website, and then from here, we need to go to loremipsum.io. From here, I will select this much of the text, copy it, go to design, and then take a text, drop it over here and paste it. Since this is very large, now select it, change the font size to 18. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select this one, put it something like this, and now reduce down the width. This has to be in the 3 lines. So let me put it in the 3 lines only. Yeah, this is good. Now select it, align it with the text. Now you can say that I'm going out of this red rectangle. Well, let me tell you something, that visual alignment is given more priority than this alignment, which is the principal alignment. So visual alignment has more priority compared to principal alignment. So this has to be aligned with this red bar, not the outline of this. So yeah, this is perfect. Select it, put it a bit up, and this is going to be of 60% opacity. And now we need a button over here. Before that, let me select it and put it a bit up so that we have plenty of space. Yeah, this is good. We can select it, put it a bit up, something like this. Cool. Now, as I said, we need a button. Now for the button, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to be lazy and I'm going to copy this button. Copy paste it, remove it from here, paste it over here. Now before that, I want to change this text, which is going to be start now, and also some of the styling of this button. So let me select it. Let me remove this stroke and then provide a fill color of the primary color. And now since the text is not visible, I will select this button, change this color to 1-2, which is the background color. And now it is fairly visible. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide a stroke of weight 2. The stroke is not very much visible, and I know, and this is a part of design. I'm going to select this once again, and then in the effects, I'm going to provide a drop shadow. The position for the X is going to be 4, for the Y it is going to be 4, for the blur it is going to be 0. And now this color is going to be white with 100% of the opacity. And now you will get this kind of button, which is also called new brutalism in design. So I will select it, select all of them, not all of them, but I will put it over here. Make sure the alignment is correct. Let's see. Yeah, this is cool and it is looking quite great. And now we have this empty space over here. We need to utilize it somehow. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write another piece of text over here. So for that, I'm going to take a text and here I'm going to write 4.5 out of 5. Well, this is going to be the rating of this website because in courses, the rating is crucial. Select it, change the font size to 26. And since this is a rating, we need a star. So now for this star, I'm going to go to the shape and select this star. Put it over here. And for the dimension, let me lock it so that if I change the height, the width will also change. So height is going to be 36 by 36. Basically, the dimension is going to be 36 by 36. And let me also provide a corner radius of 1. Select it, put it over here. Change the color to the primary color. Now I will select both of these. Put them in auto layout. The gap between them is 10. I want to reduce down it to 6. Put them in the middle. Make sure they are in the middle. Yeah, they are in the middle now. So this can be used to align the elements. So this is the top part and this is the bottom part. And now this is perfect, but I want to do something more. And from the padding, I'm going to provide a padding of, let's say 22 in the horizontal. And for the vertical, it is going to be 60. Let me provide a stroke so that we can see the padding with the white color. And let me also provide a corner radius. This is great, but I think we can reduce down this vertical padding. So instead of 16, let's go with 14. Yeah, 14 is good. Let's see. We can reduce down some more. So let me reduce it to 12. Yeah, 12 is perfect. Now I will select this text, copy paste it, put it over here because we need dummy text over here as well. And I will select this, change the alignment from this typography alignment to the right. I will select it, put it over here, something like this, completely aligned. I will select both of them and put it over here, aligning it with the left one. So let me align it. The text needs to be aligned. Yeah, perfect. Let me select both of these text, put them in the middle, put them a bit down, and this button needs to go down. Yeah, perfect. And this is good. This is supposed to be a review, and the review is always said by a real person. Since we are designing the website, we need to include the data of the person as well. So over here, what I'm going to do is, but before doing anything, we need a picture for the person. So for that, I'm going to go to resources, and over here, if you zoom in, you will have this little picture. You need to copy it, go to desktop again, and then paste it. I will select it, put it over here, align it something like this with the red rectangle, and take this text, and here I'm going to write Carolina Abbott with double B. Now select it. The font size is going to be 20, but this is going to be medium. Now select it, put it over here, something like this. Copy paste, because we need the designation of this person. So select it, and here I'm going to write business owner. Select it, change the font size to 16 with regular font weight and the opacity of 70%. Well, 70% is a lot, so let's reduce down 60%. Yeah, perfect. And now since all of them are right aligned, we need to make this right aligned as well. So for that, I'm going to select both of these text, put it in the layout, and then I will align it to the right. And I have aligned it to the right, but they are not on the right. It is because these texts have their own alignment, and that has the priority. If I select this one, you will see the alignment is left. I need to make it right. Nothing much happens, but when I select this one and put it in the right, it will go in the right. Now I will select this picture and this auto layout, put them in auto layout once again, and the gap between them is 9. I want to make it, let's say 12. 12 is good, but I think we can make it 14. Yeah, 14 is good. Put it over here, something like this. And now let's see if it is aligned with the button. So select both and slightly not aligned. So I will use this tool, which is align vertical centers. And now this is completely aligned. Put it a bit down. So yeah, this is perfect. And now if you will see, there is this one gap over here that we can fill with some data. So let me zoom in over here, take a text, and here I'm going to write 2K plus. Select it, and this time the font family is going to be changed, which is going to be Oxanium. The font size is going to be 58 with let's say semi bold, and then the color is going to be the primary color. Select it, paste it over here, copy paste, and here I'm going to write courses. Select it, change the font family back to outfit, font size to 30, and the font weight is going to be light with the white color. This is good. And now put it over here, something like this. So it looks like a complete text. Yeah, this is good. And now you might argue that this section is also empty. You need to do something over here. But let me tell you that this hero section is not done yet. What I'm going to do over here is, let me show you. So now I will click on this frame once again and take this text drop, put it over here, and now I will select this one and let me rename it to hero section, and I will select this, cut it, and inside this one I'm going to paste it. Well, it has not put inside the frame, so I will manually select it and put it inside this one. And as you can see, this is not very much aligned. We can do it by using the Figma tools. So in the alignment, I'm going to align it at the horizontal centers and then at the vertical centers. And now it is completely aligned. Well, you might ask why I did that. So the reason is, I can select this hero section which is inside this parent text drop frame, and then I can go here in the corner radius. Where's my corner radius? It has disappeared. I can't find it. Yeah, over here. Now I can expand these corners, which is individual corners, and here for this corner, which is this one, I'm going to provide a value which is going to be 332. And now we have this page flip effect over here. And now what I'm going to do over here is, let me design a small mouse to denote that this is a scrollable website. Well, I know all the websites are scrollable, but if you want to prompt the user to scroll and see the other section, this is a small nudge that you can do. And for this one, I'm going to break the rule, and for the first time, I'm going to design something out of these lines. So for that, let's take a frame again, put it over here, and do not clip it. First, let's provide a stroke so that we can see it. And if you see, this is inside this one. We need to select it and put it inside this desktop so that we can see it. Make it something like this. Now for the width, it is going to be 48. For the height, it is going to be 72. And for the corner radius, it is going to be full. Since the mouse looks something like this. Put it over here. Now hold Alt to see what is this gap. So 27 from the right and 22 from the bottom. I guess we can have 28 from both the sides. So from the right once, and then let's see, it is 32. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, yeah, 28. So yeah, 28 and 28. This is perfect. Now I will zoom in over here, take a line and put it something like this to make it exactly like a mouse. And here the rotation is given 87, which is minus 87. I don't need it. I want 90%. And I will put it in the middle. Change the weight to 2. And now I will select all of these, not this much, not that, but I will select this mouse. And then in the selection colors, not in the stroke, in the selection, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce down this opacity to 60%. And I'm also going to fill it with a color which is going to be a grayish color so that it stands out. And now you might say that this is not very much aligned. As I can see, this arrow is not quite aligned with this frame. So I will select this, and if you are not able to notice, this is quite left aligned. I need to make it right. So for that, for this X position value, I'm just going to increase it by 0.5. And now this is completely aligned with this mouse. Zoom out and let's see. Yeah, this is perfect. And I guess we can select this one, and the stroke of the mouse can also be 2. Yeah, good enough. Now we don't need this layout grid anymore. So I will select this hero section, and from here in the layout grid, I will hide it. And this is how our hero section is completely done. Now moving on to the next section, which is going to be the introduction of this website. So kind of like a sub hero section. So let's go over here and take this frame once again, a desktop frame, put it right below this, and let's rename it sub hero section. And this is not going to have this much of the height. I will select this and reduce down the height to 600. And now we can start working with this frame. So for the zoom, what we need to do, we need to select it and hit Shift plus 2. Let's also provide layout guide. So switch to columns. In the count, it is going to be 16, and in the margin, it is going to be 100. Same as the previous one, because we need to follow the uniformity, a concept of UI designing. Now what we need to do is we need to write some text and put some pictures. Let's see how we can design it. So for the text, I'm going to select a text, and here I'm going to write meet the students. Now select it. First of all, let's change this font size to 60, not 6 but 60. Select it, put it over here. The font weight is going to be regular. Select it and align it perfectly. Let's see. So yeah, this is good. And now let's see what is this gap. So it is currently 101. I need around 90. So 91. Yeah, now it is 90. I will copy this, put it over here, and here I'm going to write around the globe and a dot. Now select it, change the font size to 70 and change the alignment to the left. And the font weight is going to be medium. Select it, put it here, something like this, a bit down. Yeah, cool enough. This is not aligned. Let me align it. Yeah, perfect. Now we need some description over here. So again, go to loremipsum.io, cross this ad if it appears. And now I'm going to select this much of the text, copy it, go to the design, take a text, place it over here, select it, change the font size to 19 this time, and this is going to be regular with the 70% of the opacity. Select it, put it over here, and now reduce down the width. Perfect. Now we need a button over here. So for that button, what we are going to do, we are going to copy this button. Well, this is one method of copying, but there are people, there are master designers who can create the components and everything. Even I do it in my projects, in my personal projects, but this is a beginner friendly tutorial. That is why I'm not making the components, just not to make this tutorial more complicated. So I'm just copy pasting it over here. But just to let you know, we have a concept like component which can be utilized to create different type of buttons. So now since we have this button over here, I will select this text and change it to more reviews. And if you see, the effect of white has gone. The effect which you can see over here is not over here. Why is it? Because the background of this frame is white as well. So first of all, let me select this and change the background to F9. Well, this will not make much difference. It is because the F9 is a variant of white. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to select this button, and in the effects, I'm going to open it, and instead of white, I'm going to provide a black, which is 1, 2. And now this is visible. I will select it, put it down a bit. Yeah, perfect. And now we need to write some more text over here. So for that, take a text again, and here I'm going to write a data which is 78%. Select it, change the font size to 62, font family to Oxenium. From the medium, it is going to be semi-bold. Put it over here, something like this. Let's see what is this gap. It is currently 73, so reduce more. 83 is okay, or maybe 80. Yeah, 80. Now we need a text over here. So for that text, again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one, copy paste it, put it over here. But now I don't want this much of the text, so I will remove this part and then I will make it smaller. Not this much, but something like this. Put it over here, something like this. Select both and put them in auto layout. Align at the middle. Yeah, this is good. And we can increase the gap between them, which is currently 12. So let's make it 14 or maybe 16. Yeah, 16 is better. Put it a bit up. Now we need review cards over here. So for that card, I'm going to take a frame again, put it over here and lock it. And now over here, we need to change the dimension. So let me unlock it. We don't need that. So for the width, I'm going to provide 315, and for the height, I'm going to provide 294. The stroke will be given, and it is going to be 30% with the weight of 2, and the corner radius is going to be 56. And now this is looking like a review box. I will select this and go inside it. Now inside this, we need to write something. So first of all, we need some text. So for that, I'm going to copy this one. So this one and this code, copy it. And inside this, I'm going to paste it. Since they are not visible, I'm going to provide an absolute black. So black to both. I will select this one. And this is currently 18. We need to make it 20 with regular font weight. And this is going to be 70%. I will select this one. This is 136. We need to make it 100 with light font weight. I will put it over here. Select it. Put this over here. Make it smaller so that it is correct. And let me do something. So increase it some from here. And now I want this text to be in the middle. I will align it using this align tool. And now I will put it over here. Do not follow this red rectangle over here because the position of this box is going to be changed, which I'm going to do it in a while. But first, let's design it. Let's put it a bit up. And let's see what is this gap. So it is currently 21, which you can follow. And now we need the same person, the name and the designation. So for that, we can select this one, copy it, and then paste it. And then I'm going to change the color to 1-2. And this is also going to be 1-2. Now let me tell you something, that a great website has a lot of replaceable elements. So if you are applying copy paste a lot of time, your design is uniform. This is a one way to check if you are going correct. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select this Carolina Abbott, put it in the right, or in the left. And now I'm going to select this text, put it in the left as well. Since they are very small, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select this text. Let's see what is the size. It is currently 20, which is quite fine. Select it. And let's increase the gap between these two texts, which is going to be, let's say, 2. And this size is going to be changed, which is going to be 62. So for that, what you can do is, you can press K on your keyboard, and this will open the scale menu. And now over here, you can select it and increase the size as much as you want. So now it is currently 62. We have reached the point. And now select it, align it with your text. Make sure it is completely aligned. Now select this one, close the scale menu and increase the gap to 4. Let's see. And we can also select this text, this code, put it a bit down. Select all of them, put it in the left, and just doing the alignment part just to make it look even better. So this is perfect. And now select it and using this alignment tool, put it in the middle. So now this is in the middle and I want one more copy of this. So I will select, copy paste, put it over here, select both, and now they are not very much aligned in the center. So align them using this tool, which is vertical centers, and put it over here, something like this. Now this is not aligned with this red rectangle. I will select again and put it over here. Select this one, put at right. Select both and put them in the middle. So now you might say that I have again violated my rule, which was to never go off this red bar. Well, this is because I'm going to provide an effect over here. And that effect is, I'm going to take a circle. So take a circle, put it over here, increase the size, something like this. Let me first select them and lock them in place. So use this lock icon from here. You can lock these frames over here. and now you will not be able to select them and move them around. Select this, put it over here, something like this. Make sure it is in the middle. Change the color to white. And now in the effect, I will go to layer blur. And I will provide a layer blur of this much. Yeah, perfect. Let me increase down it a bit. Something like this. Now as you can see, I'm not violating the rule. Actually, I am. But there is a rule. Let me tell you from where you can learn. So in the website, if you go to Design Basics once again, you will find this module which is Visual Designs. And inside this, you will get to learn that what we need to put on the priority. The priority is how your website is looking. And here, this is not looking as violating this red bars. That is why it is correct to put it something like this. So now I can see this section is also done. Let me select it, remove this one from here. And now as you can see, this is looking quite great. Now the next section is going to be quite easy. So let us draw that. So for that, I'm going to select this one, copy paste it, put it below over here, and then select all of its content, delete it because we don't need that. And as you can see, this has not been deleted. Do you know the reason? And the reason is we have locked them. Select it, delete it, unlock, and then delete again. This is done. Now select this one, re-enable our layout grid, and then from here I will change the color to 1-2. This is ready, and now we need to provide a background to this one. For that, again, let's go to resources, and from here copy this pattern, copy it, go to this desktop and this hero section, and here I'm going to write data section. Yeah, perfect. Select it and paste the picture that we copied. Align it using this alignment. Make it large so that it fits correctly. This is a background and this can violate your red rectangles. There is no rule for the background. And this might be very much visible for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce down this to 20%. Yeah, perfect. Now I'm going to select this picture and lock it so that it does not interfere with whatever I'm going to do. I'm going to select a frame once again and drop it something like this. Now change the color, which is going to be the fill color. The fill color is going to be 2525, which is again a variant of black. And then in the dimension, I'm going to provide 1240 for the width, and for the height, it is going to be 344. I will put it in the middle, and then in the middle once again, and then I will provide a corner radius of full. So now this will make it rounded, and then in the stroke, I'm going to provide a weight of 4 in the stroke, and the color is going to be the primary color. Now since this is very much prominent, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the stroke and go over here, which is gradient, and for this color I'm going to select the first color, which is our primary, replace it with this one, and this is going to be 0. And now this will give it a shining effect to this box. Select it, put it in the middle, and now select this section, and this is 600, which is quite large. We need to make it 500. Make sure it is in the middle, and now we need to put the content inside this frame. So how can we do that? Let me tell you. So now from here, what you can do is you can right click and go to plugins, then search for Iconify, and here you need to write Scholar. So you have all these icons, but I guess we can search for course maybe. Yeah, this icon is over here. I will put it inside this frame, cross it, and from here, let me zoom in over here. Now from here, I'm going to change the dimension to 60 by 60. And if you really noticed, the stroke has got thinner. It is because I changed the dimension from here. I shouldn't be doing that. Let's go back and hit K on my keyboard. This will provide us the scale tool. And now increase it to 60. 50 and then 60. Perfect. Cross it. Change the color to white. Good. And now we need a text. And here I'm going to write 2K plus, not SK, but 2K. Select it. This is going to be Oxenium. And the color is going to be the primary. Font size is also going to be changed, which is going to be 80. Select it, put it over here, just align it with this icon. Make it perfect. Select both, put them up so that we have plenty of space. Put it over here. Take a text and here I'm going to write courses. Select it, change the font family to Outfit again. And this font size is going to be 28 and this is going to be regular. Select it, put it something like this. Make sure the alignment is correct. Select all and put it in the middle. I can select this to text, put them a bit down. Now this is a case of spacing and alignment, which you can also learn from the website. Yeah, perfect. Now what we can do is we can make multiple copy of these, but prefer putting only 3 of them. So I'm just making a copy of it, but what you can do is you can provide some newer text over here, some newer data with new icons. You know the process and I know you can do it. So this is done. Let me select it and remove this layout guide. And yeah, this is also looking quite great. Now let's start working on the next section, which is course preview. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this data section once again, copy paste it, select it, put it over here, remove all the content, this image as well, unlock it, delete it, select this data section, zoom in, and then change the color to F9, which is a variant of white. And then again, re-enable our layout guide. Well, the frame height is also going to be changed, which is going to be 980. So yeah, this is a big frame. And now let's start working with it. Also change this name. So course preview section. Now select a text and here I'm going to write not just video courses. Select it. Change the font size to 52 with regular font weight. Put it in the middle, copy paste it, and here I'm going to write but a complete learning package. Select it, change the font size to 62, and this is going to be medium. Put it in the middle. Now select both and let's see what is this gap. It is currently 128. We need 75. So put it a bit up. 78. 78 is also good. Put it a bit down. Yeah, perfect. Now we need a dummy text over here as well. So go in the website, which is lorem ipsum. Copy this one and this much. Go to here again in the design, take a text, paste it, select it, change the font size to 19 with regular font weight, put it in the middle, a bit up, something like this, and change this fill to 70% of the opacity. And I guess we can put it a bit more up. Yeah, perfect. And now we need a button over here. For that, again copy this one, zoom in, paste it over here, put it in the middle, a bit up, perfect. And now change this text, which is going to be enroll now. Select it, make sure it is in the middle, perfect. And now we need the video preview section over here. For that, first of all, let's take a frame before putting the picture, and let's also fill it with a color. This is not going to make sense, but we need a color so that we can see it. Now in the dimension for the width, I'm going to take 1240, and for the height it is going to be 506. Put it in the middle, a bit up, perfect. And now the corner radius is going to be full. And now we need to put the picture inside it. So where do we have the pictures? In the resources, exactly. So copy this one, and we need to go to our course preview section. Select this one and paste it. The picture is quite small. I'm going to hold shift and then increase the size just to align it with the edges. Yeah, now I will put it a bit up to make the context appear more prominent. Now I will select this and provide a stroke and make sure I have selected my frame. Then in the weight, it is going to be 2, and the stroke is going to be 30% of the opacity. And this is going to be in the middle, perfect. And now we need a button over here. So for that button, let's go to Iconify once again. And from here, I'm going to write play. And let's select this one, paste it. Currently it is 24 by 24. We need to change the dimension. And again, as I said, we need a scaling tool. So now here, what I'm going to do is, for the width, I'm going to provide 144, and the height will also be changed. Now cross it, make it white from here, put it in the middle. Now what you also can do is, you can select this picture and you can provide an effect from here into layer blur and make it 6. In this way, the button will have more priority than this picture, which can be disturbing in a real website. It is because this might distract the user from the main action of this section, which is to play this video. We want the user to play the video. I will select this button, put it a bit up because I can see some missing alignments. Perfect, put it a bit up as well. Yeah, good enough. Select it and let's remove our layout grid. And yeah, now this is perfect. Let's move ahead and design the other section, which is the popular courses. So for that one, let me select it, copy paste, put it a bit down. And now I'm going to erase all of them because I don't want it. The color is going to be changed from F9 to F0, a slightly gray. The height is also going to be changed, which is going to be 800. And the name is going to be popular courses. Let's re-enable our layout grid and take a text and start designing. Here, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write popular courses, select it, put it in the middle, change the font size to 72, again in the middle, and then we need a description. So for that, I'm going to just copy this one and paste it over here, just in the middle, select it and put it a bit up. Select both and let's see what is this gap. It is 48. I need 75 or maybe something around that. So 68. or we can make it 71, maybe 70. Yeah, 70 is perfect. Now select it, remove, I guess, this much of the text. Let's see. Put it in the middle. Increase the font size, I guess. We can make it 22. And if we have increased the font size for this one, we need to increase for this one as well. So let's make it 21. Put it in the middle. A bit up. And a bit down. Yeah, good enough. Now over here, we need to design the course style. For that, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a frame, drop it over here, and fill it with the white color, which is done. Now I will select it, and in the width, it is going to be 375 by 421. And I know it is not visible, so let's provide a stroke of weight 2 with opacity 30%, and a corner radius is going to be 72. So now this will be created, and I will put it something like this. Let's zoom in and let's start designing this one. I need a picture inside this, so I will take a frame once again, put it over here, and let me fill it with a random color. Now select it. The dimension for this one is going to be 345, and the height it is going to be 288. Put it in the middle and change the corner radius to 56. I will select it and put it at the top, something like this. And let's see the gap. It is 17 from the top and 15 from left and right. Let's make the 17 15. Yeah, 15 is good. So now it is completely in the middle. Now we need the picture. So for that picture, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to copy this one and just inside this one, paste it and make the size smaller. Something like this. In the middle. Yeah, perfect. And I will remove this layer blur because we don't need that. Take a text, and here I want to write something. And that something is the name of the course, which is going to be Learn Spanish, and here Master Class. Select it, and from here the font size is going to be 24. Put it in the middle, a bit up. And now here what I'm going to do is, I need to write the instructor name. But before that, I need an icon of a person. So for that, go to plugins, Iconify, and then here search for person. I will select this one, put it over here, change the font size to 28, take a text, and here I'm going to write the name of the instructor, which is going to be Vinicio and Galas. I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong because this is a Spanish name and that's not my native language. And from here, what I'm going to do is, let me first change the font size. So 20, and medium is good. And this is going to be 60. This is also going to be 60% of the opacity of the black color so that they look uniform. Select both and put them in auto layout. Change the gap to 8, and then I will select it and put it in the middle, a bit up, and let's see, I can put it a bit down, and this needs to be in the middle. Yeah, perfect, this is created. Now I will select this one, copy paste it, put it over here, something like this, and put one more. You can change the content and you can make your own. I will select all, put them in middle and a bit up because I need a button over here. So this is perfect. Now take this button, copy it, paste it over here, not that, but paste it in the middle and at the bottom, something like this. And here I'm going to write more courses. This is done. Select it and make sure it is in the middle, which it is. And I guess this is perfect and this has been created quite well. Now move on to the next section. And I know these are a lot of sections for this website, but this is how the websites are created. Now I will select this one once again and paste it over here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of it, delete it, select this, change this color to 1 to once again, and this is going to be our second last. So here I'm going to write the callback section. And now first of all we need to write some text and then a picture, which is going to be the same as the hero section. So copy this picture, and over here before pasting that I need to change this to 600 and now paste it. Put it in the middle. Now over here something like this. Let's see. Yeah, perfect. And yes, you can argue that I'm again breaking my rule, but this is how the designing is done. And now what I'm going to do is I need a crown that we created in the hero section. So instead of creating it from scratch, I can go over here and copy this crown and this text as well because we need it, and then paste it over here. Put it something like this, select both, and the alignment is going to be left, and this will be aligned over here. Now I will select this. The font size is going to be 62, and here I'm going to write a long text which is going to be join now and get 60% discount. And then on the next line I'm going to write don't wait. And now if I keep it like this is going to look boring. So for that, let me change the font weight to medium, and then I will select this 60% discount because this is the highlight of this section, and change it with the primary color. This is perfect. And now I will take our button, copy it, and here I'm going to paste it. Something like this. And if you notice the effect has gone, it is because the color is black. We need to make it white again. And here change this text to register. Align this button. Perfect. Put it a bit up. And now here I'm going to write a label text. Well, label text can be smaller than 14 pixels in the website, and these are informatory text, not very much important, but important enough to mention. And here I'm going to write a star and offer valid till, let's say, 2nd of July. And we can also write 2025. Make this J bigger just to be correct. Now select it. The font size is going to be 16, and this is going to be regular. This is going to be, let's say, 60. 60 is still very prominent. We don't want the user to read it, but if they want, they can. So we can make it 40. I guess we can reduce down it to 30. Yeah, 30 is good. And now I will select all of these and put it in the left. So they are completely aligned. Select this one, put it a bit up. Select this one, put it a bit down. Now select all and put them in the middle. Yeah, now perfect. a bit down more because this needs to look like a disconnected text. So yeah, now it is perfect and I can align it inside this one if it is bothering to you. Yeah, perfect. Now we are only left with the last section, which is going to be our footer section. So for that footer, I'm going to copy this one once again, paste it over here, and then remove all these contents, delete it. The color is going to be 1C variant of black, and this is going to be 530, so a smaller section. And here I'm going to write footer. Now at the very bottom, I will take a frame, put it something like this. The height for it is going to be 40, and the width is going to be the complete width of this frame, which is 1440. I know it is not visible, so make it a fill color, which is going to be the primary color, and then put it in the middle and then at the bottom. So now this will be placed over here. I will zoom in, take a text, and here I'm going to write an open parenthesis, then a C, and then close parenthesis, and this will convert it to a copyright text. Now write 2025 Corsair, all rights reserved. It is your responsibility to check out the spellings, and now align it in the middle, completely in the middle. Change this one to 25, which is a variant of black again. And now let's start putting the elements to this footer. So the very first element that we have over here is the name of the website, which is going to be over here. So for that, take text and write here Corsair, select it, and the font size is going to be 56 with a small c, not a big C. Put it a bit up, yeah, something like this, and change the color to the primary color. And now what I want is I want a registered mark over here. So again, this, and then R, and then close the parenthesis. Now you have the symbol, which is registered symbol, and make it white. So now we need to put the address and the contact details. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy paste it over here because that is just a basic text. I believe that you can make it on your own. So as you can see, I have pasted the address and the contact details. You can see this is a basic text with some opacity and the colors. So you can see that this font size and everything else. You can design it, I believe it. And then I will select this one and put it a bit up, a bit more. And now what we need to do is we need to divide this section into three parts. The first one is going to be popular pages, and the second one is going to be legal pages, and the third one is going to be social media icons, which is going to be called connect. Now for that also, these two, which is the popular pages and the legal pages, are text based. So I'm just going to copy paste it from my design, but you can design it on your own. So now over here, I have pasted these popular pages and the legal pages. You can see this is auto layout with 20 pixel gap between these two text. And now here I have this bullet point. Let me tell you how can you do this. So you will have something like this. You can press minus sign and then a space, and it will be converted into a bullet point. And here you can write courses and then enter. Another bullet point will appear over here. So this is how you can do it. Let me go back. Yeah, perfect. So these two sections are very easy, which you can draw on your own. Now the last section is the contact section, and here what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste that over here once again. So yeah, now we have this contact over here, and this is also pretty basic. The same text is used over here, and this is aligned with this red rectangle, and then inside it we have this frame, and this frame contains an icon which is taken from the Iconify, And if you are following this video from the very start, it will be very easier for you to do it. And you can also see this is the dimension. You can make it 46. You don't have to put these random values. I was increasing the size. That's why it became something like 46.53, which looks scary, but it is not, believe me. And now on the last part, well, yes, I'm going to do something with this footer. I'm not going to paste everything. So now here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a text because this looks kind of empty. And here I'm going to write cursor, select it. The font size is going to be 128 with medium font weight, or maybe regular. Yeah, regular is perfect. I will select it, put it over here, something like this. And this fill color will be reduced down to 20% or maybe 10%. Yeah, 10 is perfect. And let me remove this layout grid from both these sections. So yeah, now as you can see, these are looking quite great, and this is how we have created this footer. Now let's combine everything and let's learn how can we make it a scrollable website. So as you can see, these are all our sections, and this was the website that I showed you earlier. Now let me zoom in over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a large frame and put all these frames inside that. Let me show you how. I will take a frame, the desktop frame, put it over here. The height for this one is going to be humongous, which is going to be 5028. And I'm going to copy this one, maybe cut it and then paste it over here. And let me provide this background a red color so that we can see it clearly. We will change it later on. And now I will select this one, cut it, and then paste it inside this one. Align it perfectly. And then I will select this, copy it. Not copy, but cut it. Paste again, put it over here. Completely aligned. And now I'm going to do this for the rest of the sections as well. So now, as you can see, I have put all the sections inside this large frame. Now let's see how it looks. I will select it and then go to this play icon, and now I will scroll it. So this is looking great and this is perfect. As you can see, all the sections are looking quite great, and yeah, this is perfect. But there is one flaw, and let me tell you what. As you can see, when I scroll, the nav bar is not fixed. We want it to be fixed because in all the website, as you can see on this website, the nav bar is fixed. We want to do the same in this one. So how can we do that? Let me tell you how. So I will go to the design once again, and then over here, I will take a frame, drop it over here. So this is a desktop frame by default. Just make sure this width is 1440 and this height is going to be 116 and the color is going to be 12, but with the opacity of 30%. Now why I have made this? This is going to be our header, and here let's name it header. Perfect. And now I'm going to copy this content of this header, cut it from here, and now here I will paste it. Make sure it is in the middle. Yeah, perfect. And now I will cut it and paste it inside this parent frame. So let me close all of these frames so that I can explain better. So these are all the frames, and here I'm going to paste it. Let me close this one as well. Now you need to make sure one thing, that this header is not contained inside any of these frames. If you do that, it will not be fixed, it will scroll with the section. So this header needs to be inside this desktop, which is the main, and let me rename it. So landing page. Yeah. So this header needs to be inside this landing page, not inside any of these frames. Now I will select it. Let's go over here in the design, and now let's see. Well, it is still not scrolling, and it is because I will go here. I will select this frame, then go to prototype, and here, as you can see, the scroll behavior is set to scroll with parent. So whatever is the parent, currently it is landing page, and it will scroll with that. So I will make it fixed, stay in place. Now I will go over here and let's see if it moves. So as you can see, this is not moving, but there is one more flaw. Let me tell you what. Now, as soon as I enter this one, the readability is affected, and this is something we need to avoid. How can we do that? Let me tell you. So go back to the design again, switch to design, and I have selected this header, and in the effect, enable it, and in the drop shadow, switch to background blur, and the value is going to be 12. So this will provide a background blur to this. Anything that is going to be behind this header is going to be blurred. How? Let me show you. So go back here and you will see, as soon as these texts are going behind this header, these are blurring out, and this will impact in such a way that this will pop out, and this is how it works. So it is looking quite great, and let me go through this website. So from the starting, so this was our final website which we have created together, and over here you can see this is our hero section, which is looking quite great, and then we have this sub hero section, or maybe you can call it review section, and then over we have a data section where you can change the data, and over here if you notice there is this red line. It is because of the parent frame. You can make it white or align it perfectly. Let's continue, and then we have this one which is preview section, then the popular courses, the callback, and then a footer. Overall, this website is looking very great, and we have done a great job. If you also have made this website along with me, consider sending it to our Telegram group. Well, what is going to happen if I send it on the Telegram group? There are designers, and those designers are going to help you learn that what are the flaws in your design, and they can point out and you can improve from it. So I hope you will design this and come to our Telegram group and show me your design and your version of this design to me, and I will surely review it. And second thing that I want you to do is, you need to go to Redoui UI and daily pick one topic and read from here. And if you do that, I guarantee you that you will be a fabulous designer. So with both these instructions, it's time to end this video, and we will meet in the next one.